Jai Gurudev, and welcome to the Art of Living Academy of Performing Arts, connecting with the notes. In every city, there are oftentimes people who are beloved to the entire community, much beyond the scope of their field or their work. And today we have one such persona with us, Jayashree Nayarji, whom everyone in Mumbai loves, and all of us call her as teacher, whoever knows her in Mumbai. Whether we have learnt from her or no, it's because she embodies everything beautiful that a teacher does. And today we are with her in a very unique conversation with two generations of her family, this powerful trio of women, her daughter Sujata ji and her granddaughter Sharanya, who is soon going to be a wonderful artist herself. Welcome teacher Jayashree Nair ji. Welcome to this conversation today. And thank you so much for being here. My first question to you is about your own journey in dance. How did you become a dancer?
I have started learning Bharatanatyam at the age of 4. My mother used to take me to Darshana and G.V. Ramini and the Nike ground in Matula. We were staying in Kurla. From there, regularly, mother used to take me to the school. From the school, straight from the school, I was attending the dance classes. It was totally a private class at that time. And then I continued like that. And I was in the 4th standard. I finished my Arignetam with 3 hours of performing, totally non-stop. I just cannot even think just now about it. 3 hours whether I will be able to do for 3 minutes also. Okay, but that was a memorable evening with so many guests coming and the ministers coming. All those it was really a wonderful journey for me. I continued with the same teacher learning. Along with that, when I was in 5th or 6th standard, my mother introduced me to start learning Kathakali under Guru Gobinathan sir. And along with that, maybe by 6th or 7th standard, I started learning Mohiniyattam under Kalamandalam Rajashmi teacher. This I was continuing till the non-stop all these classes simultaneously till I finished my 10th standard, 11th standard, 12th standard. By that time, I came in contact with my husband, Sudhakaran Nair, and I was doing my science and I was interested in going for a medical this thing. I already got an admission in JNK Hospital, and actually I was attending the classes also there. My husband wanted me to pursue dance because he liked dance. Before this was before the marriage, and he brainwashed my mother. And my mother also was quite happy about it. And like that, I joined Nalanda. I did my graduation and post-graduation from Nalanda. With that, but I continued my practicing my Kathakali sir, Mohiniyattam sir, teacher, and then Bharatanatyam, both the teachers. Once I finished Nalanda, I was, of course, by the end of Nalanda, 1980, Sujata was born to me. And I was lucky that Kadrilu Master Ji also finished. He was one of my teacher in Nalanda. He became he was very close to me. He liked me, everything, like my choreography, especially my choreography and my thala patterns, which I was encouraging him to go on. I wanted that more, sir, more tough. I wanted. He was really inspired by my this thing. And after Nalanda, it so happened that he also finished his Nalanda, and he came, left Nalanda, and I called him to my house. By that time, in between, he had gone to Delhi to some other teachers, like I think it was Yamini Krishnamurthy, Sonal Mansingh and all. Then he came back from there. Then he came to my house straight and stayed with us. And he started teaching me from there in my house. Along with that, after within 1 year or 2 years, I happened to meet Kalanidhi Mami. She is a Abhinaya queen. I was in the year 1978 or something. I started going to her. Then that journey continued with her along with all the other teachers. I never discontinued with anybody till they have to leave this. They are not left. They are still with me, I feel. I continued with Kalanidhi Mami also. Then in between one of my programs, when I was, Kadil Masterji was always sitting with me for Nattuanga in Shanmugananda for one of the program where I was performing Mohiniyattam and my students were performing Bharatanatyam, and I was sitting and doing Nattuangam along with him. At that time, Mahalingam Pilla sir had come there, and Mahalingam Pilla sir was appreciating both the performance and the choreography of the Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam. So Kadil Masterji asked, why don't you teach her? She needs more training from you. So he was very happy. They both embraced each other, and he said, from tomorrow you start coming, because he never takes anybody from outside, any other teacher, students. He said that it's the first student he has taken me, and he was little worried because he knows that I am a Mohiniyattam performer and a teacher, that I'll be able to do Bharatanatyam. But when I went there, he was very happy with my Bharatanatyam also. Then he was telling me that both the styles are totally different. Then I continued my journey till the end. And along with that, when I shifted to Cheranagar, I had fortunate to meet Ramaswamy Bhagavathar also in between. He started giving me music, songs, lot of ballets. He was writing for me, taking the fast for 45 days. And he made whatever I wanted, he used to make and give me. Like that, the journey is continuing.
That's such a beautiful journey. I think when there is someone like you who is destined to dance, the universe has to conspire for them. And that is what I came to know from everything that you shared, starting with your mother and then your husband and all the teachers who came into your life. And it is very unique because mostly people don't like to teach somebody else's students or teach someone who is pursuing more than one dance style. But I feel it is because maybe every guru saw that you are the patra who can then take their work forward and impart it to others. And now I understand why everyone in Mumbai thinks of you as a teacher. From there I go to you, Sujata ji. So I know, just like your mother, you have a journey in multiple dance forms: Mohiniyattam, Bharatanatyam, Odissi. So how did you start onto this journey?
Actually, don't even know. I've been born with Amma there. From my childhood days, I've been seeing her dancing, and something or the other kept, dance has always been part in my house. Always, every day, Amma's taking class. Knowingly or unknowingly, I have, I used to learn. And like Amma mentioned, Kadil Masterji used to stay at our place, So, in a very young age, I was fortunate to start the training also with him. So with Amma, I also used to sit and learn, and he was very fond of me also. He used to call me Rasati, he used to call me, yeah. And like Amma told me, with my mother being my mother, she, when Amma with Mahalingam Pillai sir also, I used to go sit, watch her, class, and also simultaneously I would have been learning, understanding things from Mahalingam Pillai sir also, which I don't know. I really don't know. I would have got all those things. Similarly, when Amma started going to Kalanidhi Mama, I was in my 10th standard at that time when I started going. So at that time, I used to go to NCPA, attend the workshops with
Full day.
Mommy, full day. Initially, it used to be Amma. I used to just sit behind. But probably somewhere when they were doing the class, Mommy noticed me doing the expressions, sitting behind. And then she said, okay, you can also join. Like that's the way she actually took me. And then I've been there with her. And as a child, I used to be one spoiled. I don't think Amma never had much because Amma had her best students and all. They were all performing so much. But being the daughter, she used to give me once in a while some chance to do. But I used to equally sing. I have been singing from my childhood days. I've been trained Carnatic singing. Na? So even for scholarship, everything gives me part. So there came a time where after my 10th and 11th, I got introduced to singing for dance programs, you know. So for Amma's programs, I started singing. And there came a moment where Amma's one of her general one student was good. She doesn't learn anymore. She's gone. I mean, she's got married and all those things. But at that time of her, she got quite a bit programs, you know, and Music Academy and for Narada Gana Sabha. And there in Chennai and season, and that time I don't even know what season is. Now I can think about it. And then when I go, I'm singing for her, you know, in the orchestra. And there she's dancing. I know all the dances that she's doing, all the items that she does. And that's when that urge came in me, you know, कि मुझे भी dance करना है, you know, मुझे भी वो stage में perform करना है. So that probably came much later after my, you know, probably when I was 15 years old or so. And that's when then I started practicing with Amma. I started taking things seriously, and you know, I did the program. Till then, I never did any solo programs around Amma's ballets. That's it. And one program when I went to Goa, that's when I happened to see an Odissi performance again when I was in my 12th, and I don't think I knew much about it. I don't even know who the dancer was. But yeah, and when I saw, I just loved that style. I wanted to, you know, learn that thing. That's when I happened to see Guruji, Pilucharanji, and during the NCPA workshop. And he was such a darling. Amma Achan were there, and I go. He said, "Aap aa jao ghar pe," and that is Bhubaneswar. And we decided, okay. And then with Prachi Jariwala, with her and me, I went to Bhubaneswar to Guruji. But unfortunately, there were certain situations where I couldn't stay back there and I had to leave because of some home front problems. I had to come back again in 4 days' time. Then he suggested me to Devi Basu, my Odissi teacher. And since then till date, I'm with her, performing also, and now slowly I'm teaching also Odissi. But Bharatanatyam Mohiniyattam, of course, with Amma I've been doing, it's always been there. So now I've come out of that fear of that also. So that also I'm managing, and that's my journey.
She has also learned Kathakali from a very young age. And I think she did her Arangetam in Guruvayur. Kathakali with all the ashrams were there at that time. After that, she has done some.
Yeah, I got to perform. With Gopalakrishnan sir, I got to perform quite a few Kathakali programs, Rukmini Swayamvaram and all in Bombay. But that's what, I mean, till after 13 I stopped. I didn't continue. But I feel all these trainings, have helped me a lot. Like I said, when I was sitting, I wouldn't have sat there listening to my teachers but it just, I could try, probably might have got absorbed into me. Maybe. So
Sunil, when she
the osmosis has happened.
Yeah, maybe.
So
that's it.
Do you like now? I know in Mumbai when everyone sees you perform, they always the one thing that always comes to people's mind is your depth of expression and abhinay. Apart from your Angashuddhi, what we always talk about. So now I can know from your journey how maybe all of these masters have contributed into that, with you observing them from such a young age, as samsara and absorption has become a part of your being. But I have a question because do you remember any favorite performances of your mother from that time when she used to perform and you used to watch as a child? Can you share about that to our listeners?
Performances have always, because as a child, my mother stopped performing properly when I was in my 4th standard or like in 92 she stopped performing, So 92 means I was just probably some 10-11-year-old girl at that time. So that was the only period I have got to see her. And the best part was she performed at the best of for the Golden Jubilee celebration and that NCPA, all those things apart, memorable thing is her Chinnan Chirikiliye. Those days, Mohiniyattam invariably was all Malayalam, na? Malayalam based or maximum an Ashtapati probably, which gets into Sanskrit. But Amma then itself, she thought, why not, venture into another language? Because for us, any classical language is not a barrier, right? Yeah, as long as you can convey it. So she took up this Chinnan Chirikiliye. So so that Chinnan Chirikiliye is like etched in my heart, the way she performed that Vatsalya or whatever, I don't know what to tell. I only cried, and even till date, you ask me to sing that song. I can't sing that song because I get choked, because that entire imagery which comes into my mind, So that is how Amma used to be, and she used to just be in her. And her best part was she had her guru always with her. That is, Rajlakshmi teacher used to always be with her. And I remember now when she talks, I also recollect her. She never used to prepare things, It used to be extempore on stage. So these things I can't even think of. Like, and the teacher knew when her hand changes, and the Rajeshwari teacher used to sing also. So she used to sing exactly the moment Amma felt like her mood nikla or dusra haath lene ka, the line used to get changed. So I think that would be her training of Kathakali, which has helped her so much, because it's a very typical training. You need to, this is Manodharmam, which you just keep on, and the singer herself or himself needs to know when she changes, So those were things which used to make me feel, मैं तो कभी जिंदगी में ऐसा करना, I have to always prepare, like 2 minutes before also I have to, whatever it is, it has to be prepared somewhere. So those were certain things I think as that generation had a lot of things to do, probably it's gone over the period of time. आजकल तो हम तो बोलना पड़ता है ना कि इतना लाइन गाने का और चौथा लाइन से चेंज करने का, maybe, but those are things which makes, and yeah, those were the things I can remember of Amma. And also, and another thing I have to never, that was Amma's what is it, program, one of her, I think that been one of her last programs only, because she fell sick also. She was on her tablets, she was in major pain, and she took some Combiflam, some 2-3 Combiflams, and she's on stage, and I know how painful she is. There is so much of pain for her, and on stage she was like, nobody will know that she was actually in pain. These things have taught me a lot of things, कि कैसा वो नहीं तो पहले ही हो जाने का ना, not keeping well, not to do, हो गया ना. But in spite of that motivating to go and do something, all these things have inspired from her,
That is so inspiring. And I remember you were saying about Jayashree ji being in pain, and I remember during one of the Natyanjali festivals, I think 2 years ago, and her name is again synonymous with Shivratri and the Natyanjali at Chembur, which happens each year. And I remember that both her knees were injured, and she was in the knee brace, but she was smiling throughout the festival. And I came to know this on the last day in Shivratri, when the final pujas were happening, and she was sitting, and then she was sharing, this happened, and from the last 20 days I'm walking around with this brace. And I was like, how is this person smiling and running after people, feeding them payasam, and in such an active state in this? It is really, really very inspiring, very, very inspiring. And now I know from Sujata, it's because you have already started that few decades ago in your dance, where you are not worrying about pain at all. I have oftentimes heard this quote that dancers are athletes of God. So I think that definitely applies over here for sure, because you are definitely that athlete even now. Even though you say you don't dance or don't perform, you always have that energy, which each of us notice each time. So Sharanya, I know you have these two fabulous ladies to live up to. It's a tough task. So what do you feel about all this? Is it too much? Or do you want to run away, or do you really love to dance?
I don't know, but I like doing it with them.
What do you like best about your mother's dancing? Which part of her dance do you love best when you watch her on stage?
I mostly like the dance ones and the more of the less of the Abhinaya ones. because few of it she almost cries and then I also cry.
And so, who pampers you more? Is it your mother or your grandmother? Who's are your favorite of?
Pampering is by my grandmother, but I actually prefer my mother teaching.
My teacher, I'm very strict.
As a teacher, my mother is very strict. So she says, Amma does for her. But she
It is same with all my children. Outside the class, for me, everybody is my daughter and son. Okay. Once I am in the class, when the class starts, I have a totally different. I am really strict at that time. What I wanted from the child, it has to come out. I know the talents of the child, each and individual.
she's
So
a
I-
task maker. She's one task maker only. If at all Bichari gets not to do anything is with me because I fight with her.
Did you feel that when you shared your story and even Sujata shared her story, and she was saying that how times have changed? Like you had Kadari Master staying with you for that extended period of time. Today's children cannot really get that luxury of going and living with the master or having the master living with them and really enjoying the benefits of that Gurukula system. Especially the education system has become even more pressure. So do you feel that when now you're teaching your students, these constraints are coming in compared to when you were a student or when Sujata was a student?
to me,
Yes, anybody who.
no, I think because we were the children, my students also has enjoyed. My students, I'm telling you, till the last 10 years or something, they have also were coming and staying with me like a Gurukula only. They used to spend the full day here, especially when the vacation means they are in my house only. So morning till night, they will have the breakfast here. Uncle, give me lemon tea. Uncle, we wanted that. Uncle, we wanted this. Uncle will prepare everything and giving to the children. And for me also, how the time and the day passes, I never know it. I was enjoying with my children, and the end of the day, when I have to send them, there will be so many calls. She will be not. It is now teacher 9 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock. They're not reached home. Are they there? I said, I'm very sorry. I'm sending them just now. Like that, of course, there were time even the children used to stay back because they like to stay back with me, and they take the permission.
Yeah,
for
during we used to do a lot of ballets. Amma is known for her ballets. We used to have this
Group choreography.
mainly choreo. So of course, because it's ballet and proper when Bharatanatyam, the Dashawataram was there, Ramayana, all of this were done with a lot of students. And when we used to have programs, when the program gets over and we needed to get teachers' feedback. So all of us will come back to Avanti with Amma's house and stay back. And then many of them will call up their parents and say, teacher, Amma, we are coming tomorrow. So after program, we come back here, discuss about the program. So instantly Amma will say, this went wrong or that was better, this could have done better, So that was the way, I think, like Amma said, for the last, even till this 10 years stuff, it was like that only. I think just very recently, I'm not saying it's not there. The children are still in the same, but now they have got so many other activities, I remember when we were in college or in school also, after school gets over, we were in the temple hall practicing. That was our pastime. Pastime means this was how we used to spend our days. No playing games or anything, niche jaake khelna, nothing happened. Rehearsal and all that whole gang. So we used to be like 20-25 people at the same time practicing and rehearsing, So dance was always been there. But now for children, it becomes an extracurricular activity. They have some 10 tuitions that they need to attend. And from that, they make time. So, humko bhi like, can we have 2 hours rehearsal? Can we please make a 1.5 hours rehearsal? We are like requesting children, because, yes. So, that changes have definitely taken place. Yeah. But still, now many of Amma's old students are coming back. They are coming back, so probably it is one phase. College ka time pe they need to go do a little bit of their career or something like that, and then they decide this is what they want to do, and then they again come back. But when they come back, it's much better. Like they are with full zest to learn it. That way.
That is truly a beautiful thought. The freedom to go away really enables the students to come back in a stronger way because then they know what they are missing and what they want to really be a part of. And you also gave a clue, teacher. I know most people who come to Natyanjali, the dance is an excuse. The main reason is the food that everybody comes to eat. So now I know why if anyone wants to make the Gurukula system working in their house, they first need to come to your house and learn all those yummy recipes that you're all famous for.
Uncle is very fond of cooking for the children, whatever they like. 10 different things also he is ready to, and I tell him no, not necessary, but he will make and give.
And it's not just uncle. I mean, when we have rehearsals, everybody gets their dabba. So, we all sit together in a circle and then, dabba pass ho jata hai. So these are, you get a bond. And we have dance class gang. Like I know my students, like if they are even left dance, probably they are friends. Like the dance friends are friends. They are not the college friends or school friends. You get along with like samjha, I mean, you have dance friends and not school friends or college friends who you stick to. So that's the bonding that gets created to dance then.
Jayashree teacher, as Sujata was saying, that the concept of dance friends. So these days, most children are pursuing different careers. As you said, sometimes they pursue a different career, then they come back to dance, or they'll get married, have a family. So at what point do you see those in your students? Do you see a transformation in them that now she is become a dancer, or now that is there in her? Do you identify those moments in them, or does it just happen on its own?
No, I can understand right from the beginning only how talented they are and what they are. And I am very sure to tell, with the God's grace, I can understand their mental what is going on. Even they get married, they go to college, they do everything. I am 100% sure they will come back to me. And I have seen all of them, those I expected they have come back. And they have come back before, maybe because of the initially with the parents, this thing. Then they were attracted to the programs. I am getting a stage. Now it is not that. They come back. I want to learn. I want to know so many things. So because they started feeling that they are not got enough. Then I tell them, even I don't have that much knowledge to teach you and all, whatever I am. No, whatever. But they also feel that they want to learn more and more, and they come back. That urge is there for them now. And we never see the time of the class or something. When the class starts, it goes on. We never see a watch, or I never carry a watch with me, so that it goes on like that. I think it is. I love all my children like my daughters. There is no difference. In the house, she may be a daughter, but in the class, all are my children. And I love really from the heart everybody. Whether it is still, maybe because of that, still now everybody is contacting me.
That is so beautiful. But I have a question, Sujata. When you were younger, did you get jealous that your mother is equally lavishing her love on all the other girls in the class?
Very much.
Now also. Now also.
And now too, it is like, kulam we'll tell, and again, that's the way the gang is also. The whole Upasana family is such that there is no backbiting. If you don't, it's like, I know teacher likes you more, or teacher likes you more, that's why I don't like you. I mean, even if you have to tell that, we tell it, so that's the beauty. ऐसा नहीं कि पीछे से बात कर रहे और आगे से मीठी. No, it's not that. So yes.
Sharanya, what about you? Which is your favorite time in the dance class? When do you?
Except for the exercise, I am okay with anything.
Except for the exercise, you like everything else.
Yeah, anything she wants to pick up, patak se.
She was also like that. When she was small, when I start the class, either she will have a homework, or she will have a stomach pain, or she will feel, whenever she will eat anything, she will be feeling hungry. She will just go to the bathroom and sit down. And when the exercises gets over, the class gets over, she slowly enter when the new things are starting. Same thing is yours. And I made them understand the importance of the exercise. Now they understood. Sujata started understanding the importance of the exercise, the base and what the standard comes only because of the exercise. And Anga Shuddham is very important for me. Equally like Abhinaya. I don't like anybody. Everybody comes and tell me, teacher, your students Abhinaya is superb. Then I feel very bad that my children's Anga Shuddham is not enough. Karke. So I tell them, see, I don't want that. I want equally Anga Shuddham and this thing. So I put more exercise for them and make them do. The thing is, they are not ready to. It is a tough task actually for maintaining another career. I have many doctors who are coming and learning. I have many engineers, working women, everybody. So they're all in a different professional field. Still, they lawyer. Everybody is coming to learn, and I can understand that after that hard work, full day, it is difficult for them to come and go and sit in Aramandalam for so 1 hour without getting up. I make them sit. No, that is difficult. But I can understand now. So I give them freedom. But that is my standard should not come down because of the performance. Means it has to be that neat and clean. The lines has to be in that. And I see one girl on the stage without that line. No, I get hurt.
So beautifully said, teacher, that most teachers say that they get angry if one line is out of sync on stage, but you said you get hurt. I think that is something very deep, because that means each dancer, you're taking it so much upon yourself to ensure that they become the best that they can. That is such a beautiful emotion that you shared with us, and that really takes us into a chaya or a pratibimb in your dance always is that of spirituality, which is very much seen in the perfection of your students or the perfection of dance. They reach a spiritual space. So, teacher, my question to you is, when was your first experience of that spirituality in dance? When you started dancing, because you said you had your Arangetram very young, when you were in 4th standard, and so when did you come onto that path where you knew that through dance, even this great spiritual connection can be possible?
I don't know when it has come like that. I don't know. Maximum in my younger age, I used to get more Kathakali stage. Not only in a year, I must have every month. There was so many programs, especially during the season, like Ayyappa season. No? Like from October till February, there will be only Kathakali programs. So I had done many Kathakali programs, all connected, hearing about Krishna. Like that, I have learned so many stories also. And then when my mother used to take me every time, like how I take for the classes, to Bhagavatam classes, Saptaham, 7 days discourse will be there. Hearing all those things has actually entered into my mind. When they were saying the Prabhashan, I used to visualize actually whatever Prabhashan. I go into a different world. I may be sitting there physically, but my mind is always roaming around what they are, and I can see the full drama. That real Krishna is coming, real Rama is coming. That all I used to visualize, but I never thought that way. But when I started performing solo performance after my marriage, I should tell exactly before my marriage, it was not at all with any interest. I was dancing and everybody used to come and tell me how any competition, the teachers used to take, not my mother. Everywhere they come and tell me who and all. I never used to bother coming out first. I should get first. And I was not understanding also what is a competition and they're coming out first. I got something gift, that is enough for me. First and second year, nothing is not I never bother at all. And I was not trained. My mother never trained me in like that. My mother always told me that whatever you are doing is like an offering to God. Whether anything should be an offering to God. She used to always tell me that. Then when I started performing after my marriage, whenever that fear started coming, that before that I never had any fear. When fear started coming, that it should go well. Then I started thinking, God, I am not doing for anybody else, I am doing for you. take this as my archana for you. Every item before I enter, keep my step inside. I used to pray like that because I don't have the capacity to dance such a big item. I don't know how to dance. I don't know whether I'll remember anything. But after each performance, my confidence or my attachment to Guru Ayappan is only increased step by step. So now I have totally surrendered. I am telling you, Sunil, whatever my choreography, I never tell it is my choreography, because that spur of time when the child comes in front, that comes to me, that is not already, I may not be knowing the song, nothing, but that moment it just comes and I feel Guru Ayappan is coming and showing me and entering into my mind and is bringing out, and that when it comes out, I think he wanted that way, that's why it has come like that. I always do. So the same way I tell my children, you should know that I pray that to God, I don't know to dance, please dance, God enter into my body and you dance instead of me and see that the program is successful. All my children I advise like that. You make it sure that you don't know anything. So in front of God, I also tell him, God, I don't know anything. Whatever you want, you make me do.
This is so beautiful that you have said, teacher, and immediately I can remember Bhagwan Krishna saying in the Gita that he is the doer, he is everything, he is the dancer, he is the body, he is life, he is death, and you are really embodying that in this thought so beautifully into the process of dance and dance choreography and teaching. This is such a profound thought that you have shared with us today. Thank you so much, and a living example of how uh, the 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 word said by Krishna in the Gita has really become a part of your life and everyday teaching to everyone. A true lesson for all of us. Thank you so much. I'm so blessed that I got to listen to you share this today. And with that, Sujata, a question for you in the same note, because you mentioned that you are also a singer. And when we sing, then there's always a Adhar Swara, the Sa is the Adhara. So do you feel that in your dance, what would be the Sa for your dance, if I had to ask that?
Never thought about it. Now that you're asking me, I'm just thinking. Actually, I didn't get it.
So when you sing, then the there's a base shruti like sa pa sa. The sa becomes the adhara or the core that is in balance. So when you're dancing, is there certain movement that you feel that is the balance to your body, or that is my adhara, or that is my neutrality in dance? Do you ever feel like that? Have you? It's open for interpretation. I'm just
Well, for me, when I just dance, I really don't know. It's a different feeling when you're on stage, because again, we've done a lot of character roles. Uh, with all everybody's blessings, I get into that character. So being in that character, makes me feel high. Actually, that is what something which I love, and I have mentioned this earlier also to some, I don't remember where, but my sir Govindra sir had once told, when you said about Shruti is that meditation that you just instantly you put on that Shruti, and when you take that Sa, you are actually reached that point of complete oneness, because which yogis probably meditate to get that point. The moment you put a Shruti box and you say Sa, you actually reach it. So that is some bliss that I've always found in music, like you said. And there has been, because of that, certain instances, like when you end up singing certain songs, I get so emotional. Sometimes I wonder, so shouldn't I get emotional, or when do you need to without getting emotional, then how can you sing? I'm just trying to reach it out to him. So these things do ponder. And that's when Guruji said that when you're a singer or any artist, that artist and the thing what they have made, a painter or a music from the song is different from the song. That if a painter is different from the painting that he has done, a music which comes out is apart from the person who he or she is, but it's only a dancer who becomes that. If You are Krishna, you are Krishna. When you're doing Rama, you become Rama. And that's what our philosophy teaches us, right? That to become one with him or to become that person. And that's something which I have now, keep thinking, and I'm very happy when I do those things. And where I feel somewhere through my dance, I'm able to reach that moment. That is all, it's like a sadhana only for me.
So
That's
beautifully said. You have given the sutra of how becoming the character, forgetting yourself, and becoming the character you're portraying helps you to become one with the Shruti. I think that is a beautiful, beautiful thought, because many times when people are, especially in dancers, they struggle to become one with the character because they are so focused on the angika of the character or the way the portrayal has to be done. But it's so wonderful that you have shared how you managed to go right in, and it gives you that high, which even Bharata is saying is that experience of being in the Bhavanu Kirtana. Beautifully said, Sujata ji. Thank you so much for that. So Sharanya, we have had a lot of serious talk now, so we are going to come back to you with maybe some fun. So who scolds you more?
Both scold me, but mostly Tama.
So we have the good cop and bad cop already set out for you. And so now you know between your mother and your grandmother, they are encompassing mostly all the classical dance styles in India, which exist. So do you have a favorite, Sharanya, of which dance style you like more?
When I was small, a little younger, that time I like Kathak because of the roundings and all of that. But now I like doing Bharatanatyam more than that.
Wonderful, great to hear that. I think that's good news for.
She normally tells she likes all those fatafat movements. Mohiniyattam is very slow, no, for us. She's like, that's not fun.
Yes, she is a very energetic person. I remember seeing you since many years. You're always running around, naughty, love to be excitedly doing things. So I think that's wonderful. That's a beautiful energy to have, and we are hoping that to see you also on this really beautiful journey. And thank you so much to all of you for this wonderful interaction. I'm sure everybody who has listened to you today would have learned a lot about your thought process and your approach. Yes, teacher.
One more thing I wanted to share with you is, see, when you are performing, when I say that we are performing, we are giving it as an offering to God. So what the God will give us is a prasad. That we should understand. Okay, not expecting anything. You surrender to God, you perform. Don't expect what you are going to get back from there. I tell the children. Okay, even any organizers ask me also how much I am charging. I said I don't say anything for that. I am performing as a offering. Whatever, if you give me something, whatever it is, I will take it as a prasad. So for me, it is like an offering, a puja to God. I tell my children also the same thing. My children also, my students also, I tell them, don't expect anything. Totally surrender at the feet of God. He will bless you.
Thank you so much, teacher, for that beautiful thought on which we ended today's session. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev.